So Aba in the late 2000s became a ghost town. Why? Because of Osisikankwu. He was a very renowned kidnapper and criminal. He formed a group of 3,000 men that plowed the whole of Aba and Ngwa town, stealing, kidnapping, and doing all manner of things to people. Aba was known to be a business hub in the southeastern part of Nigeria. But because of this Osisikankwu, the place became a ghost town. A lot of people relocated to Port Harcourt, people relocated to Imo State. People ran away from Aba because of Osisikankwu and his gang. It was so bad. There was curfew into their houses by 5 o'clock. Nobody will be moving around on the streets because if you come out, anything you see, you will just take. It was as bad as that. Every single day, there is no news of kidnapping. There will be news of someone that had been killed, someone that was kidnapped that had been killed. Things like that was happening on a daily basis. There was no good news. Every day is just relating things that are happening. Because of one man, the whole of the city became a ghost town. And this continued happening. He to the extent that he kidnapped a renowned gynecologist in Aba, Stanley Uche, and his wife was meant to pay 30 million naira to them. She was billed 30 million naira. She was gathering the money to bring to them, and when she called them that she has already gathered the money, that the money is now enough to pay for his release. They called in they called her that she should bring the money to so and so place, and when she got there, she had paid the money, and then they dropped the lifeless body of her husband. It was so bad that time. People were is all round kidnapping. If you don't kidnap this person, they'll kidnap all the known people, from businessmen to gynecologists to politicians. It was kidnapping and disturbing everybody. It was bad. People could no longer do their business. People, in fact, there was hunger in the land because people could not do things that they are supposed to do. So today we are talking about the case of Osisikankwu. This thing happened in Aba, southeastern Nigeria, in between the years of 2007 to 2010. My name is Linda Camara, and you're on Crime Stories with Linda. Please, if you have not subscribed, please endeavor to click on the subscribe button and subscribe to this channel. It will help this channel to grow. As you can see, we are still growing little by little, but with your support, with clicking and liking and sharing, the channel will eventually grow. Thank you very much for tuning in. So Osisikankwu, he was born in 1976, of course, but not much was known about his family, of course. And then he left his village, then moved to Aba, and created this gang of 3,000 men. They were staying in a very big forest in Aba. That forest, people don't even go there. People don't hunt there. It was just a dark, thick forest. That was where he was staying with his gang. And people know that. But people were so afraid of him. Even the governor was calling him for amnesty. The governor was calling him to come and let them resolve so that this thing will stop. They were just trying to like make him stop, but he didn't stop. He had 3,000 men. For 3,000 men to go into a city to rob, to plow, to kidnap, to do different things, you know, the city will not be the same again. And Aba was never the same after this their reign. After Osisikankwu's reign in Aba was so terrible, was so terrifying. People, even children, school children were afraid. Everybody was afraid. And this continued for a very long time. Then in 2010, Osisikankwu now went beyond. He went too far. He went and kidnapped a school bus carrying children of about 15 children. And this thing made Osisikankwu, the governor of Abia State as at that time, very, very mad, because kidnapping adults is one thing, but going so far as to kidnap children, school children, little children, it was too bad. So Osisikankwu gave a decree that a task force had to be formed to solve this problem of Osisikankwu, that one man should not be the person that will make dictate what a state is doing. It should not be what a state will fear. Even if he has 3,000 men, they will double the task force and chase them and try to find them. And that was what they did. They formed that task force, and that was where the whole thing started. And it was said that it was the girlfriend. Some people said it was maybe one of the gang members that came to report where he is actually. But there were rumors that it could be his girlfriend, that the girlfriend was the one that told the police, because she was caught and then she was 3 months pregnant, so that she was the one that told the police where he was and how they can find him. And that was where how they went on that day in 2010. There was a lot of gun battle. They battled it out with the police. They were shooting at the police. The police were shooting at them, and this battle continued. The police could not relent. Them too, they did not relent. And at the end of the day, Osisikankwwu and two of his gang members were killed. And when this thing happened, they carried his corpse and then moved it all over Aba to show Aba people that the person that was that the person that caused all this harm, the person that did all these things to you people is dead. That you people should come and see his corpse. And people came out, people rejoiced. Even there in beer parlors in Aba, a lot of places. In fact, there was happiness. It was as if they were celebrating that Nigeria won World Cup or something like that, as if they were celebrating Christmas. People were so happy to celebrating this guy's death because of what this guy did. What did he not do in Aba? He made Aba a ghost town. People could not come to Aba to buy things. You know, Aba is a business hub. People comes to from different parts of Nigeria, or even outside the country. People come to Aba from Cameroon, other neighboring countries to buy things. But these people cannot go there to buy things any longer because of what was happening. And this thing happened for 3 years. Not that it happened for 1 year. It happened for 3 years, 3 good years. People could not go to Aba to buy things. If you go, you don't even know what you will see. 2007 to 2010. That was how bad it was. He was even the one that made kidnapping so much in the southeast. I can remember in that 2007 2008, I was still in the southeast. I could remember how bad kidnapping was in Onitsha. Onitsha is different from Aba. Aba is Abia State. Onitsha is in Anambra State, but they are still southeast. The kidnapping in Onitsha was so bad that all the people, because in Onitsha, then people had all these four-story, five-story buildings. All the landlords of those five-story buildings, four-story buildings, it's as if it's like a weekly thing. This week they will kidnap the landlord of this place. The next week they will kidnap the landlord of that place. All the people that had like 5-story buildings in Onitsha, then they were taking turns to kidnap them. Some of them they will release them, some they will kill them. That was what was happening in Onitsha then during this Osisikankwu time. So I don't know whether it's somehow related. That's what I don't know. But in Onitsha then too, 2007, 2008, 2009, it was like that. Were happening. They were kidnapping people on almost a daily basis there too in Onitsha. So, and this Aba, as I heard about, when I heard this Aba, was about Osisikankwu. I heard about Osisikankwu in 2016, yes. And I was like, were they related? Is the gang, the ones that was happening in Onitsha, is it related to the one happening in Aba? Because almost the same thing was happening in Onitsha, but though the Onitsha one was not as bad. It was not as bad as making it a ghost town, making people not to come into the town to buy things. It was not that bad, but it was high in Onitsha too. Everybody was afraid too. You could be inside your house, you'll be hearing gunshots, bullets will even be entering people's houses as at then. So that was how bad it was then in the southeast. Then this Osisikankwu time. Imagine how bad it is in Aba. I'm just trying to imagine it because it was very, very bad in Onitsha. So imagine how it was in Aba then, because Aba had this Osisikankwu man seriously working and kidnapping a lot of people. Today said that he kidnapped foreign nationals, he kidnapped Chinese people, he kidnapped white people. He will kidnap them and release them, kidnap them and they'll pay, they will release, they will be released. I don't think he killed any foreign national, but he killed some of the people that he kidnapped, like this good doctor. He killed this gynecologist, this Stanley Uche. He killed him. He killed a lot of people as at then that he was doing this kidnapping, and it was so bad to the extent that kidnapping went everywhere. It became almost a natural thing in that area around that time. But thank God that the governors that arose after those, thank God that August Okano was able to stop it there, and the governor in Anambra State then too was able to stop it there too, and it's no longer as bad as it was then. So hopefully, but this their reign, this Osisikankwu's reign, is still the effect is still being felt in those areas. It's still being felt in the east. What he did then still is still being felt. So that is it. That is the story of your Osisikankwu, and hopefully something like that will not get to happen again in Nigeria. Thank you very much for listening. With that being said, have a wonderful day. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Please don't forget to share, like, every other thing. Thank you very much. Bye.